Good evening, Speed Gaming. Did I miss a lot? Welcome to a SMZ3 tournament match between Farfelu and Y2Sky. We are right towards the beginning of everything, and got a lamp at the forest, and Y2Sky is going to do some houlihan to get some money. And there's also a hook shot in the Lost Woods. It looks like Y2Sky picked up a book somewhere along the way as well. I wasn't watching the very beginning of things, so might be in Link's house or uncle, probably. Looks like Hearts is likely a tier 1 tree pull. I think we actually saw that on Farflu's side as well in the Lost Woods. Looks like just a missile on the Lumberjack ledge, so we won't need to do Aga to get that item. Depends on what the rest of the items look like for Dark World access. And Y2Sky will pick up the lamp and the hook shot in Lost Woods, and then he'll continue on to Kakariko. He'll have a little bit more money than Farfelu, having done Houlihan. Probably won't make a difference, though, unless there's a really early Zora in our future. Ooh, there's flips. So there might be an early Zora in our future. Just missiles in the library. Won't need to come back for that. And Farfelu is going to blind check the race game. Not a lot of bombs after that, though, just 3, so... Well, Mini Dorm Game won't matter too much. There's a hook shot, so don't have to worry too much. Just need a minimum of 2 bombs afterwards to clear out Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Rod Cave. And it's just 20, so that is a save and quit. And I presume Farfelu is going to give us our first look at the southern part of the map. Putting the hook shot to good use, having to avoid going out and then going back in. We like to save those screen transitions. Just a missile, though, so Farfelu is going to skip it and head on over to Mini Moldorm Cave. Y2Sky picking up the flippers. Mini Moldorm's giving a little bit of trouble, but pretty easy to clean up with the hookshot. 5 items here. We'll always like to see power bombs early. But nothing else of note. I mean, the 4th heart piece is nice, but really not the big items we're looking for. Was that just all... Is that just all Metroid bosses? There were definitely Metroid bosses in Desert and Hera. I didn't get a great look at Eastern, but it looked like the crate token. Alright, just extra 5 bomb capacity upgrade in Ice Rod Cave. Farfelu is going to save and quit back to Link's house. Might go to the right. Yep, he's going to the right. Gonna look at least... Oh, I thought he was going to go to Saha, but nope, he's going to take the flipper. Nope, he's not going to take the flippers. He's going to buy bombs. Why do I think I know what's going to happen? Okay, now it's the flippers, and there's a shovel on the island. That's gross. Alright, so that's a big old question mark. So if Farfelu decides to continue doing flipper checks, we'll have to orphan Zora, but can check the other 3 in that area. Decides to save and quit, though, and is going to do something else. It's looking like escape, maybe? That's probably what the bomb purchase was for. And we'll get another tree pull out of this. Oh, Farfelu didn't do Uncle yet. Okay. Farfelu getting these small potions from the pots. The only item so far that he has that uses magic is the lamp, so just good to have. Looks like Y2Sky is going to make the play to the eastern area, so that's going to be 3 items in Saha's hut. Might choose to go over to eastern as well. The front of eastern is Sphere 1, so there can be some good things there that you may not want to go to right away because it's a required dungeon. You really don't want to double dip it, but... Oh, alright. Saha giving us the great news that Ridley is a green pendant. Oh, there's a gravity suit in Saha's closet. And Y2Sky is going to elect to save and quit. We have not found a morph ball yet, so there's not a lot of things to do. Farfelu so far only finding a shield for his troubles in the castle. We'll see if Zelda's cell has anything to write home about. Alright, Farfelu is going to set up a Death Warp by not picking up the hearts. It's going to take a bomb hit and take another bomb hit. This will put him at the front of the castle, and we'll just walk straight up into Dark Cross. We have not found a small key yet, so if the small key is not in Dark Cross, then we have to stop. Meanwhile, while Y2Sky is going to the Zora area, we're going to see the 2 checks here. Find an Ice Beam. Always like to find an Ice Beam. He's about 200 rupees short. Oh, there's our small key in Dark Cross, so we're going to full clear the rest of Hyrule Castle. We'll see what the last 3 items are. Don't know if we found a map yet. And just a big 20 on the Zora ledge, so with not enough rupees to pay off the king, Y2Sky will have to do other things. Heart container and another heart container. Oof. Oh, what's left? Is it... It's got to be Eastern, right? There's nothing else to do. Yeah. Desert. Oh, we have a book, right? Good heads up by MM2, who is our tracker this evening. Alright, so because we have the lamp already, everything except for the boss is accessible, so that's a minimum of 2 items, while desert is... It's, well, you get 1 for sure, but if you've got a key on the torch, then it's nothing. And if you've got a map or a compass in the 1 chest you have, that's factually nothing. I think that's our first item, and that is just a big 20. Alright, there is also the Morph Ball pedestal, which is always Sphere 1, but nobody really likes going down there until it's the very last thing to do. Sometimes you take a gamble and you go there first, but it's not a common play. Our second item is supers. Our big key is vanilla, and we're hoping the third item is something good in the big chest. Otherwise, it's going to be something on Armos Knights. Hmm. Yep, there's our big key. And even if this is nothing, Y2Sky could go into the rupee room to get another 90. Chooses not to, though, and that's our third item, so he's at 365. Is going to buy bombs. Prepping for the trip to desert. Just kidding, he's going to the castle. We know it's full clearable, but we also know that's not the answer. And Farfelu is going to go to the rupee room, get an additional 90 rupees, bringing him up to 240. And a little bit of an awkward sequence because without a glove and with flippers, there's no hula hand setup that I'm aware of that they can do at this point. Y2Sky already did hula hand, so he's in the clear, but he does need to get some additional rupees to get to 500 if Zora is the answer. Also, without the glove, our runners do not have access to the rupee caves that are scattered about. There's one that Farfelu just passed, and there's one by the Ice Rod Cave. Alright, let's see what's on the desert ledge. It is a shield. Probably not getting that. The antlion has been removed from the whirlpool. Are we boots locked? Not yet. Y2Sky taking his death warp and Zelda Cell will go back to the front of the castle. And that means our big key is on the torch. So Farfelu is going to head out the east exit and check. It's not a Gina. Is it a Gina? Yeah, it's a Gina. I got my my characters mixed up. I'm like, no, is that Taha? No, that's a Gina. And that's not it either. So it's either Morph Pedestal, Zora. Where else are we going here? Farfelu drops his last bomb. I don't know what we're doing. Oh. The crabs drop 5s. Is this the plan we're on? Alright, time to farm the bush crabs, I guess. Alright, Y2Sky making his way to desert. Will not find the answer there, but may get lucky on drops and end up with a little bit more money. Crab's being a bully. But Farfelu is getting closer to the requisite 500 for Zora. And we find out that the alternate prize for the bush crab is a single heart. Just in case you ever need a single heart, then just get 5 rupees 8 times, I guess. Alright, Farfelu heading down. Is this the easiest way to get to Zora? Oh, did we pick up a bottle somewhere? I guess. But that's not the answer either. Alright, it is time for some premium gamble content here, where we will see if Zora has the thing we're looking for. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is going to head back into Super Metroid, and we're going to see what the Morph Ball pedestal has. Y2Sky wisely taking off Ice Beam at this early stage of the game. It is the shoot everything twice beam, and we cannot have that. So yeah, Vanilla Morph would be kind of interesting, but what would be kind of the trolley answer is it's a glove, and that puts the mountain into play. Nope, it's an orb. Let's go. And Farfelu is going to go directly into Super Metroid, which makes sense because there's literally nothing else to do in A Link to the Past. And Y2Sky getting the bad news that the answer is not at the Morph Ball pedestal. It is just an E-Tank. He'll check out the item in the ceiling, and not in Logic and Normal. Yeah, that's a reset. It's nice to have, but it's not worth the minutes that you'd spend getting back. You can pick that up later when you're in the area, but that is not worth it right now. Meanwhile, Farfelu is going to check out Gauntlet. Out of logic until we have a can fly, but it is easily accessible with some precise wall jumps. Y2Sky is heading back into A Link to the Past and is gonna want to farm up some rupees. Over at the back of Gauntlet, it is just a little bit of change and a missile tank. Over at Terminator, it is an ice rod. Got both of our ice weapons fairly early. And there's always a good chance that TR is required. More so because one of our pendants is already accounted for. So it's very likely that TR is required and hence the ice rod is required. Always good that you don't have to go hunting for that. Mock Ball, not logically required, but still one of the first speedrunning type tricks that runners learn in Super Metroid. Let you get your first super missiles really early. Well, earlier than intended anyway. And those early supers are vanilla. Alright, Y2Sky has elected to farm the remaining rupees in Blind's hideout. It is 30 rupees per trip. Don't know if he has knowledge of the bush crab. I would assume the bush crab farming is faster than this. Nothing really doing in Edicoons. Right, one more trip in and Y2Sky will have the required 500. Farfelu getting the Spore Spawn skip set up on the second try. And we'll see what item is here. Just missiles, though. That one's on the first try, and we'll see what is behind here. This is out of logic without wave, but pretty easy setup to get that wave gate glitch. And there's Y2Sky's Morph Ball for the low cost of 500 rupees. Boots! Boots are in big pink. Y2Sky will not be too far from that. That's one part of our desert requirement. We still need a glove to finish that off. Alright, Y2Sky is going to give us Bomb Chorizo before anything else, though, so this will be our first look at that. And by the way, there's a glove. Over behind the Morph Ball. Nothing on Bomb Chorizo, though, just 10 sticks. Alcatraz escape out. Always love to see that. Farfelu getting the blue mail, and we'll be getting up into Billy Maze. Y2Sky is going to scout. The back of Escape is going to see it's nothing. So we'll probably be leaving front of Escape behind for... Sorry, front of Gauntlet behind for a while. Alright, let's see where Farfelu heads to now. Does he go back up? Or does he go down and go towards Red Tower? Going up. Yeah, it's early yet. Take those power bombs for sure. Y2Sky getting the mock ball out of Etecoons. Saves having to drop down and then jump all the way back up. Alright, Farfelu is going to head on over to the wrecked ship. This is very likely a required boss. He's going to set up a gravity jump. Easy. Nothing in spooky, so it's time to fight a ghost. And that's Fantoon down for Farfelu. Getting himself a crystal. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is going to head down, so this will be all new checks on both sides. Farfelu getting another upgrade to Link's clothing, getting the red mail. Y2Sky finding a single rupee at Spazer. Nothing at left side supers either. Farfelu opting not to safety save, and it's just going to go straight to Wreck Ship E-Tank. And we get some map knowledge. Meridia is one of our red crystals. Farfelu rewarded for his gamble. Gets the very required Moon Pearl. And Y2Sky finding another glove over at Kraid's warehouse. So now we know where both gloves are, and we know where our Moon Pearl is. So that is collective Dark World knowledge. Farflu's glove was in blue Brinstar behind the morph ball. Well, you know where the when you power bomb the morph ball pedestal, it's to the left of that. Y2Sky taken down Kraid quickly and gets a crystal for his troubles. farfelu clipping through the worker robots and does opt to pick up the X-ray scope. Not a... It's early yet. If charge and plasma come up, then it'll have value, but at the moment it is just... We're banking. farfelu is going to scout out Wreck Ship Reserve, see if we'll need to come back here with Speed Booster. Oop, Y2Sky finds some powder. Ooh, that's a Bombos. That is another question mark. We may need that for either Meyer, Turtle Rock, or Ice Palace. Alright, Y2Sky heading down into Norfair through the business center. No various suits, so the number of in-logic checks here is extremely limited. Only finding a missile at Croc Escape. farfelu putting Ice Beam to good use in a way that I've not seen before. Just for a heart piece, though. I missed what was on High Jump E-Tank. High Jump just has a heart piece, though. And there's a spring ball. Nothing else in logic, so Y2Sky is going to head over to the mountain. It's going to rescue an old man. This is in logic with a lamp and norfair access. Just a heart piece at the Chozo statue. So one check left. Just a heart container. So farfelu will have to keep in mind that Bombos could be required for one of 3 dungeons, and if it is, then we have to come back here with a speed booster to pick up that Bombos. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is going to give us a first look at Paradox Cave. This is going to be 7 checks, plus 1 more in Spiral Cave. Just a heart container and a 5-arrow upgrade. That's a mirror and another shield. Alright, that mirror pickup is huge. Picking up a lot of hearts in this seed so far. And a whole bunch of E-tanks too. Just a very healthy seed. Farfelu opts not to go for any X-ray deboost shenanigans and is just gonna go straight down. Looked like there was not a lot on the, or rather in Spiral Cave. Y2Sky is going to save and quit back to the mountain, and I assume this is going back to Norfair? Oh, nope, this is the mirror, so this is Hera. Yeah, let's see if this pays out for Y2Sky. It is only 2 items, and... Oh, here's our Dark World check. Our pendants are Pod and Ice Palace, and the other red is Swamp, and the remaining Metroid is Skullwoods. I appreciate that the bunny sprite for Mega Man X is Dr. Light. That's just, it's a very nice decision there. And we're going to get a peek at Ether Tablet, which is just a bomb capacity upgrade. So no reason to get that. That's our big key. Just a compass, and Farfelu also takes down Kraid quickly and gets a crystal. Alright, Y2Sky is setting up Herapot. Looks like it's good. Yes, it is. And is going to capture a fairy for later. Y2Sky does not have boots yet, so has to check this. Wait, does have boots. Alright, never mind. I was expecting... Okay, yes, right. Because no weapon, so can't go to Boulder. So that's all the checks you can do, unless you want to go down to the basement, which you don't really want to do. So, yeah. Alright, Farfelu is now in Business Center, probably going to check the same checks that Y2Sky did on his first pass. And Y2Sky is going to make the decision to go into Meridia with that gravity suit. To my knowledge, the only things in logic right now are the things in the front here. Can't get to the beach on what they have. Can gravity jump if you want, but I don't think that's logically required. Ooh, there's a flute, so We're going to need speed for the flute. And there's our Varia. Oh boy. This might be just get Varia and get out. And our tracker makes a good point. Farfelu has Dark World access. It is going to be a while before Farfelu gets that Varia suit. There's so much to do, especially if he finds a hammer in Dark World too. Y2Sky is going to check Mama Turtle. I don't think has any gear to get the actual E-Tank item, but can at least see it. And it's just bombs, so don't need to come back for it. Yes, chat does point out that lower norfair is a pendant. So Varia could very well just be bait, which I've been victim to before. It's not pleasant seeing, oh look, all these green squares on my tracker. Let's just go there and get the progression, and then just kidding. Alright, Y2Sky is going to gravity jump over to the beach and is going to check the 3 items that are here. Farfelu picks up the mirror. That will make his Dark World traversal and cleanup a lot easier. The Y2Sky getting bullied. Those little critters take out more than you expect in terms of health. And with the mitts, Farfelu isn't going to save and quit like Y2Sky did. Farfelu will instead go into Dark Death Mountain, and with a hookshot we'll be able to get all the items there, plus Super Bunny, and also scout the requirement for TR. That's a fire rod in Super Bunny. Ooh, what does that mean? Well, nothing yet because we don't have TR access, and there's Farflu's map check. Y2Sky is going to set up a snail clip. Not logically required, but get these items while you can. Nothing relevant, though. TR is Quake. Alright, Y2Sky is going to progress and do Bot Wound into Dragon. Logically, you need either the Speed Booster or you need the Meridia Portal access. But if you know how to do the Machtroid Ice Clip, then you can get through with Ice Beam instead of Speed Booster. The other option is, of course, Crystal Flash Clip, but one of those is way easier than the other. Now, thankfully, Y2Sky did save before doing this, so even if there's a failed attempt or a reset like this, there's not a lot of time loss. Okay, Farfelu's in Village of Outcasts, and there's an amount of checks here. Chess game just having missiles. And Y2Sky is going to show us the left sandpit. I'm sorry, that's the right sandpit. Nothing there, unfortunately. Farfelu finding a blue cane in C-shape house. Ooh, this is spicy. Going into Thieves Town with currently no way to kill blind. Oh, Cane of Burn, I guess, which we just got, but that is... Gotta be a little bit careful with no half magic. So you gotta conserve those hits. Y2Sky found something in the left sandpit. Ooh, okay, so left sandpit has bombs, and Front of Thieves has Speed Booster. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is going to opt out of going to Bot Wound and Dragon and is instead going to head out. What is Y2Sky's next play? Let's see, you've got a glove. You've got Varia. I guess you're going to Norfair. Yep, that's the progression, so chase the progression. Ice Beam just has missiles. We'll check Crumble Tower, but won't be able to go to Croc. At least not from here. Because we know where Speed Booster is, and Y2Sky doesn't have it yet. Ooh, there's the other boots. Not logically required for anything in normal, but still good movement item to have in Super Metroid. You don't know how painful it is to not have high jump boots until you do not have high jump boots. Meanwhile, Farfelu is going to start the blind fight with just Burna. And I believe he's found the map, so it's a 50-50 whether the last item is in the big chest or on blind. We'll see in a moment. Just enough magic to get through. Let's see what blind's got, and it is an item, so I think that's a full clear. Hilarious. Half magic in the brewery. Granted, Farfelu did manage the fight just fine without it, but just $20 twice in Norfair Reserve. While Farfelu is digging up a whole bunch of 20s. So many 20s. Lots and lots of 20s. And then just a lot more money. Alright, Farfelu is going to Smith Chain, it looks like. We'll have to leave hammer pegs behind. But in this spot, can check Magic Bat by doing a strategically placed mirror. Opts not to, though, and is instead going to go to Purple Chest. So Farfelu's going to take the Purple Chest down to K45, down to Stumpy, and then turn that in. Now, this route does end at pretty close to Swamp, and Swamp is accessible, and I don't want to say full clearable because we don't have a weapon for Argus. Alright, Farflu's going to check Bombo's tablet. Can't pick it up without a Master Sword, so we can only just see what it is. just cash. I'm just gonna go back to the portals. This does indicate maybe swamp. Is this gonna be a weaponless swamp dip? Oh, is this Hype Cave? Did we not do Hype Cave? Alright, so this is Hype Cave Pyramid Catfish. Maybe Pod Dip, question mark? That's an Ether, which we don't know if we need that for Mire yet. Just more money in Hype Cave. And Y2Sky, I would assume, did a gate glitch, and is now going to visit everyone's favorite Crocomire. Ooh, this is a good route by farfelu. I forgot about this. He's going to pick up the shovel while he's here. We'll see if this is anything important. Alright, so farfelu is not going to go to Pod, or Pyramid, or Catfish, as instead going to go to Meridia. Perfect. Ooh, Plasma Beam at Croc. Never... Well, I'm not going to say not required. It's certainly a good item, and if Screw Attack is... Not, sorry, Screw Attack. If Plasma Beam is something, then Plasma Beam will help you get that. I said Screw Attack because Screw Attack is the other item that you can use to get the Plasma Beam item. Nothing at Precious Missiles, so it's time for Dragon. Alright, so there is a way to freeze these guys to get a good jump to get Croc PBs, or you can just infinite bomb jump, that works too. And that's our first sword. And that's a Dragon down for farfelu, getting either the 5 or 6 crystal. Sign Room has Quake. This was required in order to get into Turtle Rock. Y2Sky is gonna do a green gate glitch to check the item at Grapple Beam. It's the green gate glitch. By moving in a certain way, your super missile will pass right through the gate and hit the sensor on the other side. Wound just has a bottle where an E-tank should be, And Y2Sky is going to show us a charge beam where a grapple beam usually sits. That's pretty good. So Y2Sky can pick up the X-ray scope over at the wrecked ship, and we'll have a microwave beam, which can be used to kill certain bosses. And now we've got an infinite bomb jump to check the pantry missiles. Also called the Indiana Jones missiles, because the game developers expected you to take your newly acquired grapple beam and swing across the top, and that looks like a Master Sword? Does Croc have two swords? You can go ahead. You can go to the right. Yep, there we go. Whew. All right, well, Croc was the play. Two swords and a required quake. And plasma beam as a bonus. Plasma beam's like the dessert. You don't need it, but you like to have it. Oh, right, and charge also. That's just more dessert. Yeah, that is the most loaded Croc I've seen in quite a while. Now, this jump, I'm fairly certain, does need high jump and speed in order to make that wall jump, but infinite bomb jumps will do the job just the same. Oh, this is good. Farfelu is heading backwards through Meridia, so a various suit is in his future. Y2Sky heading back into Hera now with two swords can defeat Moldorm, and it looks like that's what he's doing. Oh, he's going to do the basement now, which is an interesting choice. This could be the second item, so it might be worth, but we'll see in a second. Y2Sky setting up the coffee break, which lets you progress through the tile room cutscene without having to do anything. Well, it was the second item, but unfortunately not so much progression, so nothing left but to go up to the top of the tower and beat up Moldorm. Y2Sky will set up another Herapot, and Farfelu, getting knowledge about Varia and the flute, will be picking those up in short order. Y2Sky getting the Herapot once again. Farfelu picking up a Varia. There's a flute for Farfelu, and Y2Sky is in the Moldorm fight. That's a Moldorm down. Oh. Alright, I miscounted my items. So that's why Y2Sky did the basement first, because he properly counted the items where the commentator did not. So he knew that there was an item in the basement. Farfelu once again showing the intended use of X-ray scope. Alright, Y2Sky is going to head over to Desert with the boots, a glove, and a fire source. It is full clearable. And it is a required dungeon, so not a bad play. As the old saying goes, ABCD, always be clear in dungeons. Just missiles in the big chest, and I believe that's the second item because the first item was the I think that's the vanilla big key chest on the right side, so nothing else for it. Just go to the back and defeat Land Molus. And Y2Sky is going to opt to pick up the Mirror Shield. Others may disagree with that. I do not. I love the Mirror Shield. Because I do not want to think about doing Laser Bridge. Just hold on to a Mirror Shield. It's easy. Is Farfelu taking the trip to Croc? Is that what we're doing right now? Looks like we are. It's gonna farm up first. It's always good to be safe. Oh, right, you need to farm up to actually have missiles to do this. Of course, this is not a safety play. This is... you need missiles. And that's a Landmo down for Y2Sky, getting a Metroid boss token in the process. And a save and quit. Let's see where it goes up. Going back to Super Metroid. What can we do now? Well, if he goes to Retro Bryn, that'll give him his mitts. But he's got a couple of other things he can do now as well. Like, he's got Criteria Power Bombs. He's got Gauntlet, which... Oh, he also has Wreck Ship, too, so that's just the obvious play, isn't it? Plasma for farfelu, and he'll be getting the treasure trove of items down here, which includes Fighter Sword and Master Sword, Charge Beam, and Quake. I mentioned it before, but the gravity jump is not a logically expected trick, but Wreck Ship is in logic with access through Forgotten Highway, but it is much, much easier to do this with a gravity jump than it is to go through Forgotten Highway. Farfelu will have an easier time with this, having Speed Booster already, can very easily get the Master Sword without having to Infinite Bomb Jump. And in fact, does not even have the bombs, which were in the left sand pit in Meridia. Alright, he did reset them. So he didn't pick them up. I'm still correct. Now, unfortunately, Y2Sky cannot do microwave on Phantoon because the X-ray scope is after Phantoon, but Charge Plasma on the open eye is still pretty good. And farfelu is just being fancy here. He's going to do reverse croc in order to check Crumble Tower. And he'll get a high jump boots for his troubles. And that's a Phantoon down for Y2Sky. He'll pick up a crystal and then we'll proceed to clearing out almost everything in Wreck Ship. We'll have to leave behind Bombos over at Wreck Ship Reserve. But we'll pick up a very required Moon Pearl over at Wreck Ship E-Tank. Now the trouble is he does have to make his way back to Retro Brinstar to pick up his mitts, which is Dark World access. I would assume he will do that after this. Because I assume you have to clean up everything before you even consider doing Aga. Like, if you do Aga before everything else, you're... like... if Aga is not the answer, then that's a lot of time you've sank into it. Alright, Y2Sky is going to take the safety save. Always fine. You could save scum the item at Wreckship B. And farfelu is going to clean out the Tower of Hera. So farfelu is going to defeat Moldorm to get one item, and he's going to have the choice of whether he wants to take the gamble on the item that he knows is in the basement, or to ignore that forever. Is opted to ignore forever, which we know is the correct answer, but it's always something in the back of your mind when you're making that skip. It's like every item you pick up that is not your go mode, you're going to be thinking, is the answer Hera basement? I hope the answer is not Hera basement, and you just keep thinking it until eventually you hit your go mode. Farfelu opts not to use the flute to go to Mire, and instead is going to go back to Dark World through the Village of Outcast portal. Is this a Skullwoods play? This is a Skullwoods play. Fire Rod, sword, that's all you need. Y2Sky getting the unfortunate news that he will have to come back here with Speed Booster to possibly pick up Bombos. Although at the moment it is just a 33% chance of it. As we, well, one, we don't even want to go into Ice Pals because it's dependent. And we already know that there's a Fire Rod out there, so... the only thing we might need it for is Mire, and that's not known information yet. Farfelu going straight into the back of Skullwoods, not showing us the Master Sword pedestal yet. Hopefully he does. I would like to see it. Far from getting a little bit bullied by the Gibdos for just a small key. Well, since pedestal is right here, I guess I'll just think about what it could be. Our pendants are Norfair, Pod, and Ice Palace, so it cannot be the hammer. There's nothing in Super Metroid we care about. Could be the bow? No, it can't be the bow because of Pod. Can only be the cane. Right. That's one item in Skullwoods. And the Dragon token. Let's see where Y2Sky heads. We would like him to go and get the mitts, but... Ooh, farfelu is going to show us. He's going to read the pedestal. What do we got? I make things go triple boom. Those are just bombs. We don't care about that. Alright, Y2Sky's in Red Tower. This makes perfect sense. Farfelu is going to set up a spin and a bomb jump to get a compass. That means the second item has to be in this chest. Ooh, it's a good one. That's the bow. That's a clearable Eastern. And that is a nearly completable pod, but it's a pendant, so we really don't want to think about that. Alright, farfelu is going to finish up this route by going to peek at Bumper Ledge, which is just a missile. And we'll finish up at Graveyard Ledge and I would assume King's Tomb and then Catfish. Y2Sky is going to check Criteria Peebs, which in logic, and we know it's accessible with infinite bomb jumps, but we also know that, well, Speed Booster is behind Dark World access, so, and that's mitts, so that's, it's a logical check, so it's fine, but we know that it's probably not the answer. Or at least not to... Oh, never mind. That's hammer, so that is Dark World access. That means if Y2Sky doesn't get mitts now, it's going to be a while before he gets them. Alright, Y2Sky is taking a refill at least. It's not a save. So this may just be going into A Link to the Past, in which case those mitts are going to stay there. Nope, it is to A Link to the Past, and it is a valid play to make when you just got your Dark World access, but it does mean that those mitts are going to remain there until Y2Sky exhausts everything in Dark World. And Meyer is also Quake, so our runners do not need to go back for Bombos at Wreck Ship Reserve. All right, farfelu getting the big key, and the first item in the big chest is going to go to the boss. Just kidding. Is going to go back into the Meyer area. And then mirror back. Y2Sky is going to start out at Village of Outcasts. He will get his speed booster in the front of Thieves Town. I'm not too sure what else is accessible without the mitts, though. Forgot what else is here. Oh, Kena Burn is cool. Forgot about that. Farfelu getting 2 of the Lambos down. And there's the last one. Yeah, comment in chat. Maybe speed pushes Y2J back to Bryn. Yeah, that's... It's not likely. Like, sure, Waterway is there, and then you just clean up Retro Bryn at the same time, but that's the last thing you do. Because you don't stop doing Dark World checks to go back to Waterway. It's... Right, he has seen the flute at Main Street, though, so that is there. It's a possibility. We'll see how he plays it. All right, farfelu and Meyer. Taking the dip without the Kena Samaria, so this will just be 2 items and then out. And that's one item. Alright, a map in that chest, so there's no information on what is in the cutscene chest, and farfelu is going to go for it anyway. Because it might be the answer. Ah, yes, the map and the compass. Both on the left side, of course. So everything else in this dungeon is either an item or a small key. Well, there's your big key. Of course, that's implied that the big key was amongst those. Is the cane vanilla? No. And that's our second item. So, come back with a can of Samaria. Oh, did farfelu not do checkerboard first? If Kana Samari is here... Well, it's red, but it's not the Kana Samari, it is a tempered sword. Alright, Y2Sky is going to head over to Dig Game. We'll clear out the Dark World Overworld checks that farfelu did a little earlier. Let's see where farfelu chooses to go. Could have sworn he did this already. Well, he does have a shovel, but he didn't check it. This is... Swamp? Question mark? No. Yes. No. Yes. Alright, this is Swamp without a hammer. Which we can do now, where we're allowed to do that. So granted, he knows hammer is either in the first chest or it's just not here, but it is still a fully completable crystal dungeon, and it is also our second red crystal, so that is an extra 2 checks, although it is not a very easy check to make because we don't have a hammer yet. So in order to get the big bomb over to the pyramid, he's going to have to either do some nonsense that I'm not sure how to describe involving a mirror or beat Aga. Like there is a way to duplicate the big bomb, but I don't know how to do it. I just know it exists. All right, Farfelu is going to set up Specky Clip, which will let him hook shot right through the rail, and we don't need a hammer. Also, Y2Sky is now also in Swamp Palace. And Farfelu is going to opt to go to the back first. Probably correct. He knows Hammer can't be in here, so the only item he is really looking for is Cane of Samaria. Which, you know, if it's on left side, well, congratulations. Big key in the diver down chest is always awkward, because you're really tempted to just walk back out and just go check the big chest and then come back here. Or if you're gonna do left side after the boss, then you just check the big chest on your way to left side, which might be the play if Farfelu decides for it. Y2Sky is going to opt for left side first. Just a compass, so there's at least one item on the left side. I don't know if we saw the map yet. If we have seen the map, then it's 2. Nope. Leaving it. Alright, Farfelu will now break out the shovel and start digging. Just missiles, though. Left side has also missiles. And the map. Alright, so one item still outstanding. We don't know what's in the big chest. Which, this layout's going to put it in an awkward spot, because he's going to have to go back. He's not going to have to go back for it, or beat the boss and then come back. But Farfelu's got a big bomb, so let's see how he manages with the bomb dupe. Alright, so the bomb blew up, but the 0 is still on the screen. Do we have a bomb? We do not have a bomb. Time to purchase the bomb again. Which he is going to delay for now. Instead, he is going to go to Pyramid. He opts not for Spazer for some reason. And now this will be Catfish, which we have not seen yet. This could be our Arcane. We know it's not our Hammer because we know the Hammer is at Criteria Power Bombs. Just missiles, though. Argus is not playing nice. The Ice Rod does have a little bit of a delay to it, so hitting Argus with the Ice Rod is a little bit more difficult than you'd imagine. You definitely want the Fire Rod in this spot, and you definitely want a Silver Arrow in this spot if you have it. Alright, that's an Argus down for Y2Sky. Gets a Compass and a Crystal. Farfelu is back in lower Norfair, which is a play because we know that it is a green pendant, and that is a hilarious spot for the screw attack. Won't be getting that without a space jump, though. So, Charge Plasma is going to make easy work of Golden Chorizo. And the Ice Beam is just a bonus. And Farfelu is going to take the dive into lower Norfair. There are a lot of items here, so the chances of him finding the thing he is looking for are... It's the density play, and I respect it. We are looking for the Keen of Samaria, though. That is the only thing that is outstanding that we care about. He is not going to find the hammer down here because we know it is at Criteria Power Bombs over by the ship. That's a well done worst room in the game, though. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is back over in Meridia. Having used the Dark World portal, is now going to bypass Botwoon and just go to Dragon. Oh, that was a fancy spring ball jump on Farfelu's side, getting in just before the blocks reform. Alright, Farflu's heading down into Ridley. We'll see if he decides to go to Power Bombs of Shame and then double back, or just proceed to Ridley. Pick up a green pendant and then make his way out. Yep, going down to Ridley. We kind of expected this, and over on Y2Sky's side, we have Microwave in action. Doesn't get all of it, though, but doesn't really need to get all of it because one more shot will do it. Dragon down. Alright, Y2Sky gets out of one boss fight and Farfelu gets into another. Alright, I like this. Y2Sky is going to take a save here and will very likely check Plasma. And that is a very quick fight for Farfelu. Well done. That's a Ridley down, and one green pendant acquired. Just a heart container. By the way, we are 2 hours into this SMZ3 tournament race for Speedgaming Live 2023. If you are not following these runners, please follow these runners. They are putting on a great show for us. They've qualified for this tournament where many of us have not, and yeah, give them a follow. Alright, let's see what's at the escape from Lower Norfair. Lower Norfair was not the answer. It was the density play, but it was not the play that gave us the Cane of Samaria. Alright, where does Farfelu go next? Well, I presume beeline to the green pendant turn-in, because that's the whole reason you did this play. Is to get all the items in Lower Norfair plus that. Alright, Y2Sky is going to head back to Hyrule. Well, the Dark World, really. Let's see where he goes from here. Farfelu heading up the mountain. He's already done Hera. Oh, this is, Spike Cave. Just kidding. What are we doing? Hera basement? Okay. Alright, Y2Sky does have both 5-6 crystals and has a hammer, so we will get to see what is on, or rather in, the pyramid. Alright, is pyramid the answer? It is not. It is a bottle. I do like bottles, but unfortunately it is not the progression we are looking for. Farfelu finding out that his answer was not Hera Basement, so flutes away. Back to Dark World. What are we missing in Dark World? Alright, Y2Sky is at Catfish. We know that's not it. Is Farfelu gonna attempt the bomb dupe again? He might be thinking that Aga is the logical way to do this, so bomb dupe just to skip it. Which is, you know, if you think the seed's being trolly, then absolutely, but we know that's not the answer. Alright, is that... Nope, that's too early. So I think I figured out what the crux of the trick is. You have to do it when it's 0 before the bomb blows up. I think I figured it out. Alright, so Farfelu will once again try again later. And he has instead opted for the pod dip. Now this could still be... No, it's pendant pod, of course. It's always pendant pod. But we are still looking for a Canis Mario, so that could be... And he'll route in the green pendant turn in as well. So let's see if this is the answer. It is not. Yep, you gotta wait for your iframes to go away before you can pick up Kiki. Alright, so let's see if pendant pod is our answer. Alright, Y2Sky is at Graveyard Ledge. He is running out of things to do. Because he's going to be gated by no Mint. And no Fire Rod for Skullwood. So there's... He will eventually have to go back to Super Metroid. But the sooner he gets these checks out of the way, the sooner he makes that decision. Question in chat, does SMZ3 still have non-progressive bows? The answer is yes. The bow is an item and the silver arrows are an item. And the only bow is... Where was it? It was somewhere. Skullwoods. That's why Y2Sky doesn't have it yet. No Fire Rod. Alright, farfelu, I think, has cleared out... Well, no, could not have cleared out the front. He only has one small key. So this has to be another small key, correct? And now it's the back. The mini Helmosaurs care not for your dash. Well, there's your silvers. It's a nice bonus, but it is not the Keen of Samaria. That is the thing that we, as the viewers, are looking for. Y2Sky is going to give us Spike Cave, which farfelu has not been able to do because he is lacking a hammer. And I'm assuming farfelu was checking or was counting items and decided that that was enough. Yep, Y2Sky does have enough and is unfortunately not Spike Cave. But farfelu is going to finish up Eastern, which I believe we found all 3 items, so this is just getting it out of the way. Alright, Y2Sky is back in Super Metroid. He went in through Norfair, so he may just go to Main Street, pick up the flute, and then we'll see where he goes from here. If he chooses to go to Waterway, he can route in Retro Bryn, and that would give him mitts. Yeah, this short charge down here is a little tricky. I believe it's a 2-tap. Could be a 3. All I know is I've never done it. I know the short charge in the that's up a little bit is a 2-tap, so that is much easier to do. Yes, MM2 says stutter 3 is the way to go if you're doing it down here, and oh boy, that is difficult. It is. And that's a flute. Farfelu's back at the ship. Does he do it? Is he doing it? He's doing it! And that's a hammer for farfelu. He is just now go minus Kane. Okay, Y2Sky has opted to activate the flute, which is a fair... It's a fair play. He is going to go to the mire area and clear out what he can there, but we know it is not where the thing is. The thing in his case being the mitts. That's really the next biggest hurdle for his progression. I don't think we've seen Chef Supers yet. That's not it. All right, Farfelu is back down in Retro Brinstar. I'm probably just going to go right to Waterway here. All right, Y2Sky's in the front of Skullwoods. Gonna get his bow. But I don't think the second item was in the front. Could actually am I lying? I'm not sure. I know that there was a small key in the under the bridge, but I don't remember what was on Mothula. Okay, the answer was not Waterway. Is Farfelu doing Mother Brain right now? Yes. Yes, he is. He's already got all 4 boss tokens, so while we're here, go through the cutscene that is Torian, and then think about where you want to go after that. Surprise Ether on Y2Sky's side. The mitts were located in Retro Brinstar, on the other side of the power bomb wall, which Y2Sky has not gone to yet. He has not been to any of Retro Brin, I don't believe. I think he may have scouted the item on the morph pedestal at the start, but that is as far as it goes. Actually, and the item in the E-tank in the ceiling. But none of the other checks, like Billy Mays and Alpha Missiles and such. Ooh, this is... Alright, there we go. There's the movement we're looking for. This is a little bit tricky without Wave Beam, but it looks like Farfelu is going to get it. Looks good. It's good. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is in pod. He's looking for Mitt and or Kane. We know the only thing he's going to get here is silver arrows. And farfelu getting a speed Zeb skip right off the bat. Well done. Just a few missiles short, but that's okay. Farfelu cleans it up and is into Mother Brain 2. Yeah, charge, plasma, ice is a decently good wave. Decently good wave beam combination. Yeah, sure. There's no wave there. It's a decently good beam combination. There's silvers for Y2Sky. You always like to see those when they come up. This should be a small key. It is, yep. There are always 2 keys in the back, and none in the dark maze. And there's always at least 4 small keys in the front, so knowing all of that, you can pick out when things are small keys and when things are items once you've hit the correct number of small keys in each of those areas. farfelu takes down Mother Brain, but we still have a ways to go since we are down a Canis Maria, so we cannot go to Ganon we cannot go to Ganon's tower and then go to Ganon just yet. Y2Sky getting a nice hammer jump to get the big chest, which is just a compass, which farfelu was able to intuit earlier, as he was able to count items on the way here. And that is a mirror out for Y2Sky, who will now go into Eastern to clean that up. Now, if farfelu wants to stay in Super Metroid, he can keep his Hyper Beam, but he's going back into A Link to the Past, and we'll figure out what he decided to do during his escapades in Torian. It looks like the answer is go to Dark World. Let's see. We have not been to ice yet. That's... I'll play, but that's not where he's going right now. Oh, now he's gonna do big bomb, but for real. And we know this isn't the answer, so what does farfelu do from here? This is flute 8? No, flute 4. Where are we going? Is this back to pod? No. Is this back to swamp? Alright, well, there's 2 or 3 items here. Alright, Y2Sky is back in Super Metroid. Let's see if we can... Alright, so he's going to go to Gauntlet first, and that's super fair. That's one item that he doesn't know about, because he scouted the 2 in the back at the start, I think. Yeah, he did, because farfelu just did Gauntlet first. Does have to take this key, because you do need it for the left side, unless you want to... Actually, yeah, you do need it for the left side, just straight up. Hey! That's a go mode for farfelu. Alright, Y2Sky is in the vicinity of Mitz. Let's see if he gets there. Alright, so this route for Y2Sky does make sense. You go here, you do Billy Mays, then on your way out, you just keep going to the left, and you'll hit your mitts, and then clean up Waterway at the same time. So, Everything's fine. This is expected. And Farfelu is showing us spooky. And this will be a very easy vitreous fight with silver arrows. All these eyeballs go down in one hit, and the big one takes 2. That's crystal number 6 for Farfelu. He's got 1 more left, and it's at Turtle Rock. And because King of Samaria was our go mode, we know that there is nothing in Turtle Rock that we care about, so it is marginally faster. And this is the mitts for Y2Sky. He is now in need of a Fire Rod and a King of Samaria. So even with Y2Sky now on the path, that King of Samaria is sitting in the big chest of Swamp. So it's still going to be a while before he gets to it. So it's... I don't want to say it's over, but it's going to take a lot. So let's see. Farfelu has a TR, a Ganon's Tower, and a Ganon fight ahead of him. So it's probably another 15 minutes or so. If you assume Ganon's Tower is 10. Actually, it might be a little less than that, but we'll see. Okay, 1 small key on the right side. We need to see 3 small keys and a big key before we can go to the back, so there is a particular layout of small keys that would force our runners to go outside. But luckily, we don't have to worry about any small key shenanigans because the... Actually, no, the big key could be in the chain chomp room. We'll see in a second. Actually, nope, this has to be a small key. So, big chest is vanilla, so... Well, if the big chest is vanilla, that means you have to spend the Poke Key. Which means... there is a... As long as the 4th small key is not in the big chest, you can go... You can stay inside, but... I mean, do you gamble that here? Alright, there's the big key. Let's see what Farfelu opts to do. Does he take Does he take the chance and not go outside? Or does he risk the 3% that the small key is in the big chest? Fancy. Alright, he does elect to go outside. That's probably safe. And Y2Sky does pick up a tempered sword at checkerboard. Oh my. So if I did math correctly, which is, you know, never a guarantee. Oh, you would have had to have, you would have gotten stuck here, so you would have had to have gone back. So there is a key on Laser Bridge. Now you see, if you had your mirror shield, you wouldn't have ran into that laser. Anyway, our small key is in the second chest, so we're just out of here. Farfelu is going to head on over to Trinex. And then it is off to Ganon's Tower. Meanwhile, Y2Sky is heading over to a Dark Death Mountain. He'll be picking up his Fire Rod in short order. But we'll still be missing a Cane of Samaria for Go Mode. And unfortunately, will not be getting it here. Because the Cane of Samaria is in the Swamp Palace big chest, and he has already cleared out Swamp Palace. So he would have to go back in to get it. And it is always... You never want to go back into someplace you've already been unless you have exhausted all other possibilities. Alright, let's see where Farfelu decides to go. It's going to start at Hope. You always hope for a small key and a big key in these two chests. A green rupee is the opposite of all of that, as is a reserve tank. So over to the left we go. There's a small key, always worth picking up. Another small key, and there's a big key. And we're out of here. There's not a lot of other items that Farfelu is looking for here. Already has Tempered Sword, already has Silver Arrows. Red Mail, ton of health. all I really need. And he's already completed Mother Brain, so doesn't need beams, doesn't need missiles. It's just fight Ganon. Easy. Alright, with the Fire Rod, Y2Sky is going to go into the back of Skullwoods. Meanwhile, farfelu just getting that sniper shot, hitting the silver arrow like it knew where it was going. Gets 2 of the landmos down with silver arrows, but gets bullied by the shooter. And misses the 3rd one. That's alright. That's what Tempered Sword's for. And that's Mothula down for Y2Sky. And we'll check the pedestal while he's here. And that's a Moldorm 2 down in quick fashion. And here's Aga 2. Gets a double. That looks like a pretty good pattern there. That looked like another double. This pattern is a little less generous, but gets it anyway. And here's a Ganon fight for farfelu. This is Tempered Sword Silvers, so this should be pretty quick. Looks like a good spot for that. Getting set up in that location lets you hit Ganon twice with a sword spin. Ganon. Thank you. Misses torch glitch, but with silver arrows, this should not be an issue. One more will do it. And there it is. Everyone, get your GGs in chat for Farfelu, who's going to finish with an official race time, .gg time, of 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 55 seconds. And seeing this in the race room, Y2Sky forfeits. GG's to both our runners. Let's see if we can get some interviews in with our runners. And we are joined in the booth by the winner of today's race, Farfelu. GG's, Farfelu. And let's see. Oh, Y2Sky is coming in. Maybe? All right, let's start this off. Farfelu, GG's. See if we can sort out some tech issues here. And let's welcome in Y2Sky. GG's.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, so once Farfelu gets in, we can talk a little bit more about both of your experiences. But to really sum it up, the story of the seed was each of you left behind an item, and really the race was going to come down to which one of you would get back to it first. For you, it was the mitts, and for Farfelu, it was the hammer. So it was really getting to everything until you came back to that. So tell me about the mitts, because you had a little bit of a trek on your hands, and then you ended up back there, but it was way late.
Yeah, so I hard last location that Morphin Zora. So given I'd already peaked a couple of items down in blue, I just went for a hard fade rather than kind of continuing to go on. Because at that point, so I've raced with Farfelu a long time in this community. I know what I'm getting into with this race. If I go straight head-to-head on checks with him, I'm going to lose. His movement in Super Metroid is just way too good for me to beat straight up head-to-head on checks. So I've got to fade stuff. And at the time, yeah, I hard last location morph. So on the way to Kraid, yeah, we can't go to blue yet. We gotta let it fade.
Mm-hmm. That's really the strategy. It's just pick a thing and just go with it. And unfortunately, if the thing is your necessary progression, then that's what happens. And that's kind of what happened here. And it was you got to try for it, right? Because you got to go for the win. Like you can't full clear stuff because the person who's faster is just gonna be faster at it. So it was a sound strategy.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to fade SM checks at that point before anything ALTTP. But yeah, unfortunately, missing the mitts led to a lot of my future overworld ALTTP checks. So yeah, that's rando.
That's what it is. And Farfelu, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we are communicating. GG's, Farfelu.
Oh, thanks. Just Windows. Just refresh everything.
Yeah, technology. It's great. Yeah. So I'm not sure if you caught the earlier part of the discussion, but both of you missed a key item, and really the race came down to which one of you would find your item first. So Y2Sky was missing mitts, and you were missing the hammer. So tell me about your experiences in finding, like, going through the world without the hammer and then eventually leading to it.
Well, was not feeling that great. I think I last located the hammer. I mean, minus climb supers and waterway. That was all I was doing all those at the same time. Full clearing norfair for nothing. Finding Varia suit in Meridiev and leading to nothing, I think.
Yep.
That was definitely very feel bad. I was just thinking, man, what if he just skip everything in SM and find all that he needs and Link to the Past. So yeah, I was not feeling so great about that, but and Samaria and Swamp Palace. I mean, I don't want to clear everything, the slow checks, just because it's not in logic without hammer. Turns out Samaria was there. I missed the Big Bum duplication twice, so I didn't know what to expect. I mean, hammer was kind of in a bad spot, so probably I still had some chances, but I would not be betting a lot of money on that one.
Right. Yeah, it's Kena Samaria eluded really both of you because of just where it was located. None of you, both of you did not want to go back into Swamp after clearing it, so that was left behind for a bit. And I mean, obviously you got to it first, and that was helpful. But really, it was all about you for the hammer and for Y2Sky the mitts. So so I haven't really kept up too much with the tournament structure ever since I got eliminated, but brackets is it single elim or double elim?
It's single.
It's single. All right. So Farfel, you are moving on in brackets, and And Y2Sky, unfortunately, this is your tournament, and that's you made it to brackets though, and that is absolutely an accomplishment with the field that joined this tournament this year.
Yeah, first time qualifying to a bracket stage in a tournament involving SM, so very happy about that. Started out in humble beginnings with Smrat with a couple of under 500 seasons, and then the Speedgaming SMZ3 tournaments came out. Came pretty close to brackets last year, but yeah, this year stormed through a little chaos in Group A to get here, and it's been a blast. So yeah, I don't have any complaints.
That's excellent. That is good to hear. So farfelu, do you know your next opponent, or do they still need to play?
I think they're playing Friday. It's not decided yet, but it will be Gamachu or Kaide.
That is two strong opponents right there. So that's going to be a barn burner for sure.
Yeah, I have no idea who will be moving on, but it will definitely be an exciting race.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Let's. Y2Sky, do you have any final thoughts you want to get out there?
Not much for me, but GG's to farfelu. Thanks to you and MM2 for putting on the show for us. You know, it's fantastic to be on Restream. Makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course. Me, Twitch chat, we're just having just a grand time, just watching some runners, watching some Super Metroid and A Link to the Past Randomizer. It's a good use of a night.
Absolutely.
All right, farfelu, do you have anything you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
Well, thank you, Kras, for joining in. No, I don't know if you were there till the beginning or you joined in during the race, but I was definitely not expecting having a crew for Restream. So, like Y2Sky said, it's always nice to have a show. So, thank you for that. Thank you, Speedgaming and MM2 for tracking.
Yeah, I came in about 2 minutes into gameplay, so it was just very quickly just get situated and go right into it. But yes, thank you both for that, and thank you to all of you for watching this. Schedule is up somewhere. I'm sure there's a command for that in chat. But yeah, that'll do it for us. Hope you enjoyed that. If you're not following the runners, please follow the runners. And if you would like to follow the crew, you can do that as well. I have been Crazy Gamer, and we will see you next mission.